Okay, hey guys, and welcome. Okay, start over. Hey guys, and welcome. I'm shouting. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Cara, aka the Pretty Little Lawyer, and today I'm going to be talking about my hair. Okay, I hate that. Alright, I'm about to go get my starter locks. Hi guys, I'm Cara Bianca, aka the Pretty Little Lawyer, and welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, thanks so much for stopping by. And if you like what you see, make sure you like, comment, and most importantly, subscribe below. All right, if this is not your first time here, welcome back and thank you so much for returning. I'm gonna be doing a very special edition of Pretty Little Lawyer Prepares. Today, I am preparing to lock my hair. I'm gonna get right into the 5 steps that I took to prepare for my new lock journey. So right now I have baby locks and I know that because I did a ton of research before I decided to go ahead with this. So by research, I mean I was reading blogs, I was all over YouTube, I was calling friends and family who had locks, I was calling friends and family who knew somebody with locks, I was talking to people for hours. I literally have been nonstop. If you click open my YouTube right now, I'm only getting suggestions for lock videos. So even on my TV, I'll put on YouTube on the TV and just watch lock videos back to back to back. So that was the first step. I really just wanted to know, what am I getting myself into? One of the major questions that I asked that I don't know if a lot of people ask when they're starting their lock journey, because locks have a reputation for being permanent. When I was younger, I always said I was never going to get locks because I'm a Sagittarius and I have commitment issues, and it just is what it is. Like, I can't commit. So the idea of having a permanent hairstyle for me was overwhelming. So one of the important questions that I asked was, if this does not go the way that I think it's gonna go, how can I take out my locks? So I learned about comb down. I learned about, like how to soak them so that you can comb them out basically, and how much hair you're gonna lose in that process, and how long it takes, and all of those things. So, on the way in, I'm on the way out. It's me. But anyway, I felt satisfied with the answers that I was getting, and I felt like I could move forward. So my very first step was research. Also, within that research, I went and had a consultation with a loctician where I asked her a million questions. And she was super patient with me and answered all of them. So that was great. In that, I also obviously researched locticians in my area. I asked my aunt, who has beautiful locks and has had for many years. I asked everyone I saw in Target with locks. I was on Instagram searching hashtag locticians, hashtag lock stylist. If you open my explore page, you're also only going to see locks. So I really took time to find someone in the area, and I ended up going with who I thought I would go with in the beginning, which is the person who has been trimming my natural hair since I moved back here. And she also, she has a locked and loose natural hair salon. So I have seen people go in and out of there with locks, and I like her work. So I stuck with her. I stuck with what I know. But I do know some great locticians in the area now. So, should she ever decide to up and move to Florida, which people do for whatever reason, I should have some backup plans. So that was that. If you see me looking down, it's because my notes are on the floor. So that's what I'm checking, because I don't want to miss anything in this video. If I'm telling you how I prepared, hopefully This is giving someone who's maybe possibly considering thinking about getting locks the tools to prepare as well. So in watching all those YouTube videos, talking to friends and family, stalking people's Instagrams, I learned that one of the most important parts of your lock journey is defining your why, which is the most important part in any journey. So for a long time, I kind of shied away from locking my hair because I knew that for a lot of people who start this journey, it is like a deeply emotional, spiritual journey. Like there is a deep-seated reason why they decide to start this journey. But as I was watching those YouTube videos, I learned that that's not necessarily the case for everyone. For me, it really was about hair growth and the way I feel like locks are going to look on me. So I have been wearing faux locks since 2015. I installed my first set of faux locks myself. It took me 2 days in my tiny New York apartment bathroom. I did it over a long weekend and I loved them. They were completely uneven, but I did it myself and I was so proud. And then I did them myself multiple times after that. I think I went once professionally, and that was because my friend was getting married. I was going to be in her wedding, and I could not show up with uneven locks that I installed myself. So that was the one time I went and got them professionally done. But typically I was installing faux locks myself. Eventually that got to be a bit tedious, even though I got it down to like 6 hours, which was like a miracle. I started getting on the internet because I was doing other types of crochet hairstyles, and I just knew there were faux locks out there. I knew there were faux locks out there. So I came across boho locks, which I stan. Like, this is not an ad. Lulu is probably never gonna see this video, but I love boho locks. Like, they're so lightweight. They come in an array of colors. I probably ordered 5 different sets. So they come in all different lengths, and they're super easy to install. I wore boho locks consistently since 2018. Like, that is my go-to hairstyle. So I have always liked how faux locks looked on me, and I thought, like, if I'm paying $160, $180 every couple of months to have this hairstyle when I could have it permanently on my head, why don't I just do that? So the seed has kind of been set for a while, but and also my brother has been, probably since I was in high school, suggesting to me that I should get locks. You know, as things go, we never listen to our family. We never listen to those who repeatedly tell us to do things. It's always like an offhand comment from someone, and that's literally what it was. Someone was like, I love your hair like that. Have you ever considered locking your hair? I was like, you know what? I have never considered locking my hair. And from there, so here we are. That was step 2. I figured out my why. My why is simply that I like how they're gonna look on me. I chose to go to a loctician to start my locks. I know a lot of people will start their own locks because it's a very personal journey and they want to, you know, create that themselves, which is completely understandable. But because my why is how I want them to look and how I want them to perform for me, it was very important that I went to someone who knew how to set that up for me, how to set up my lock to part ratio where I wasn't gonna have like thinning locks. I didn't want my locks to be too thick. I probably repeated that 7 times to this woman. And I know she heard me the first time, but I needed her to hear me because I did not want thick locks. Well, actually, what's super funny is that I have these 2 here that are like teeny tiny, right? But I absolutely love them. These are probably These are my favorite baby locks. They're probably going to be my favorite locks as this goes on, because if you know me, you know I love a tendril. And I feel like that's what these are going to be. So she definitely listened to what I wanted. So that brings me to step 4, how I wanted my locks initially styled. So how you start your locks is very important for how they are going to mature. Obviously, it depends on your hair texture. It depends on the thickness or lack thereof of your hair, how your locks are going to turn out. So I went with square parts and 2-strand twists. So in all the videos I watched, parting was very important, and how you started your locks was very important. Everyone talked about those 2 things. So I went with square parts because I didn't want to be very scalpy. I wanted a lot of coverage. I didn't want, whenever I got a retwist, for you to be looking at the pores on my head. So I went with square parting. Also, I am too type A to have the, I think they're called honeycomb. Yeah, the honeycomb parts. I'm too type A for that. Whenever I got individual braids and they did that, I hated it. I was always a box braid girl. I never liked the honeycomb parts. So I knew that for something more permanent, that was not going to work for me. Even though that's I guess from what I've seen, that's the best parting method for coverage. I think the square parts are second best, and I went with second best because I am too type A for the honeycomb parts. So after that, I decided how I wanted them started as far as 2-strand twists or coils. And then I also saw somebody who started theirs with braids, which I never knew was a thing, but apparently it is. And the reason that they went with braids was for the length, because obviously when you braid your hair, it's tighter and you're not going to have this like bounce back that you have with twist or coils. And so you don't have as much shrinkage, basically. I was okay with a little bit of shrinkage, but I was really surprised with how long these 2-strand twists were. Like, I'll take it down so you can see. Oh, I love doing that, by the way. I think that's super cool. But yeah, like this is kind of the length I'm working with. And yeah, I'm satisfied with that. So I'm glad I went with the 2-strand twist. The other reason I went with 2-strand twist was because I wanted my hair to look like a style that I would normally wear. I am really enjoying the 2-strand twist. Also, another thing about the 2-strand twist is that when they do start to lock, they're not going to be perfectly cylindrical. You are going to see some of the line patterns of the 2-strand twist in your locks as they're maturing, which I thought actually was cool. Some people want their locks to be perfectly cylindrical, but for me, I thought that was going to be great. As I said, I've been wearing the boho locks since 2018, so I'm okay with that look. So yeah, that's why I chose 2-strand twist and square parts. And finally, I'm just gonna chit chat about how it's going so far. So, yeah, I love it. Like I went for my consultation on January 28th, and I had the 2-strand twist installed on February 7th, and today is February 15th. So I am a week and 1 day into my lock journey, and so far so good. Every day I wake up and just kind of take my head scarf off and make sure my part is being trained, and I shake it out, and the fact that my hair is touching my neck and or that I can put it in a ponytail already has me 100% sold on this process because I have been a protective style girl since I went natural for the ease of it. And I feel that even though there's going to be maintenance with locks, it is already so much easier than waking up and trying to figure out what I'm going to do with my loose natural hair. So already I'm loving the journey. And I'm glad I didn't do it as soon as I went natural, because I like the length that I have. I'm sorry, I'm feeling myself because I keep looking in the mirror. But yeah, I like the length that I have. It's only been a week and a day. I haven't really noticed any changes, but I promise to keep you guys up as my journey continues. And if you have any questions, make sure you put them in the comments below. I'm super excited to share this journey with you, talk to you guys about this, answer your questions, learn with you. If you have any tips and suggestions, you can put them in the comments below as well. And thank you so much for stopping by.